Hello and welcome to the Astroflower, and this is going to be a reading for the eclipse that is coming up on the 30th of April, and it's going to be leading into the monthly reading. So basically, if you don't know anything about eclipses, basically it's when the moment, obviously, when the moon goes in front of the sun, and it's in the perfect position where you can have a full eclipse or partial eclipse and stuff like that. And what we got coming up on the 30th of April during Taurus season is a partial eclipse, and it's going to be in the Antarctic region and in South America. So going up and touching basically the root chakra. So it appears to be sort of like, playing on anything that's connected to your roots. And usually when eclipse happens, so magnetically what happens is it acts a little bit like a focal lens for the Earth. So it creates this magnetic pull even more towards the sun, which is going to pull the Earth's energy and make it a little bit more sort of accentuated across the board and heighten those elements that are within all of our flowers. So our astro flowers, that is. So it makes this, it pulls it like a magnet, if you like. And in so many cultures, it's been tied into auspicious occasions. People sort of prophesize with it and etc. Certainly, people see it as a changing moment between two periods. But this year is a little bit special. It's quite nice. It's quite interesting. First things first, we have that partial eclipse on the 30th of April, which is in the Taurus season, and we'll be going into the elements a little bit on that. And also, there is just after that, on May the 15th, I think it is, or the 16th actually, is a total lunar eclipse, which is from the blood moon as well, the fire moon, as it were, the blood moon, the red moon, which is coming up also in Taurus season. Then we have another eclipse, and this time it's total eclipse, and it's up in the region of Russia. You're going to be able to see it also if you're in Eastern Europe and Northern Eastern Europe, and also in the UK. You should be able to see part of it. Please go and check out on the internet exactly just sort of where you are. I don't have the maps at hand, but yeah, it roughly goes into there. But that's funny enough because that's on the 25th of October, so that's in Scorpio season. Now, if you know anything about the Astroflower, if you don't, go down in the links below. You can discover a lot about the Astroflower, about the petals, about the elements, and about the qualities, and how it all sort of works together as a tool to help you develop your life. It's a personal development tool, basically, and that could be within your business, and that could be within emotions and relationships and work you need to do in your lives. We've all got a bit of work to do at some point. So so the next total eclipse is on the 25th of October. So that's in Scorpio season. So let's just have a look at those two flowers there. Now they're opposite one another within the the astrology sort of ring, as it were. And they're opposite each other. They're both fixed signs. But the funny thing is Taurus is 2/3 earth and 1/3 fire, whereas Scorpio is 2/3 water and 1/3 air. And when you can see this between these two signs here, where you have air, well, there on the lower parts of the petals in 1, 2, 3, 4 in Scorpio, you have fire in 1, 2, 3, 4 in Taurus, and where you have the earth, you have water in Taurus. So Scorpio and Taurus are very, very connected between these two signs. They do actually they're very complementary. And when you look at them as lovers, and when you invert the flowers upon one another, they do work really well. So, and the most interesting thing here is probably that earth, that air and fire. And what we can see is at the surface is the cardinal fire that comes in through Taurus, that comes from Aries, and the cardinal air that comes up through Scorpio, which comes from Libra. They're going in either sense to one another, and they sort of, one is a provocation from the exterior, that's Taurus, in the way of passions and etc. And then it's provoking ideas and mental stimulation, which comes up through Scorpio. So basically, on this partial eclipse, and it's to do with the root, and I would have thought it's going to be the lower petals that are going to be affected the most, you may get a situation where the passion of the eclipse that is coming up on the 30th of April is just like the starting gun. So it's like the first domino that falls before we can get to the whole big dominoes that actually do fall. And because we get from a partial to a total, and we have those lunar eclipses as well, the one on the May the 17th and November the 5th as well, just after the other one, it's like it's a beginning and an end date. So this, between the 30th of April going right through to the 5th of November, it's going to be interesting what sort of things are sort of instigated during this eclipse and how they follow all the way through to the eclipse that are coming up in October and the eclipse in November, which will be the finality of it all. Okay, so Scorpio used to be back in the days of Babylon and etc. Scorpio was actually a weighing machine. So you had the two claws of Scorpio, and you'd hold it by the tail, and you can weigh goods and what have you on it. So it's a little bit about judgment, and Scorpio and Libra were certainly signs that were made after we changed from a 10 to a 12-month period, and they were taken out of Virgo and Sagittarius. So it is a little bit about sort of judgment in a way. And Scorpios have certainly, they're very concerned with sort of human rights and that sort of things. So that could well have something to do with it on a global sort of sense. We did do world readings on what we were calling the Taurus event, and this could well be it. Although I was, inclined more to the May the 12th, this could well be the time when it actually sort of happens. So the moon with its 28-day cycle is just a reflection of the sun, because the sun's most perfect rotation section is 28.5 days. It's an average of 30.5 days. Now, once you take into the North Pole and the equator, which gives us our 30 days and 31 days of the Gregorian calendar. So, and that's why February is 28 days to respect the moon. And that comes with Aquarius, the human side, the washing away. Now, I did mention this in Cymatic TV as well, and you may want to go and see that when I did an energy update. And I was talking about a tsunami of water, like emotions that's going to be coming through. So you might want to go and have a look at that as well on our sister channel. So without further ado, let's get on with your reading, shall we, for this eclipse. And as I said, we'll be reading the eclipse reading from tarot cards, doing a full flower. And then there's a separate video coming out where you will be getting the monthly readings. So, because obviously it starts off with eclipse May, it sort of finishes April on the eclipse, and it's starting off May from that eclipse. So we're going to be going from one to the other. I will be separating this into two videos, which you will be able to get the link for the second one, which is the monthly one, where we will be at the end pulling 6 cards to just see what that 6-month period is between those two eclipses. So if you're ready, strap in. This is going to be a bit of a journey. And don't forget, this may not resonate for everybody. This is obviously a general reading, so please take it as it resonates with you. Certainly with the eclipse one, it's not personal. It's more of a guidance more than anything else. Okay.
So Capricorn, let's just see how the eclipse is sort of changing the environment that is around you. This is all about the changing environment, or the initiation that is coming through from this eclipse, and the finality that is happening in October. So it's a starting of a journey, basically, at the moment. And this is not necessarily, these cards are not necessarily about you, but certainly about the changing environment that is around you. what have you been doing, Capricorn? It's amazing, really. Well, I don't want to speak too soon. I definitely don't want to speak too soon. There is a reason for this. And I'm shuffling between each card that comes out. This is amazing. Is it the time when what do you call it? When you come out of Pluto in retrograde for Capricorn. I'm a Capricorn as well, so this is why I didn't want to preempt anything. But look at all those cups. You've already got 2 aces on the board as well. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 out of 10 cards. 70% of your cards is all to do with your cups. And if you go on to the Astroflower, go down there below, and you will see your Astroflower, and you have a lot of water in you and a lot of emotions. You don't often let them out, do you? Or do we? But this looks amazing. Initiator. There is some troubled stuff, but I can't see much else in the way of troubled stuff. I've got to be honest, you are the best out of the lot. This seems to be affecting you in the best way. And I think this has to do with that Pluto retrograde. But have a look into that, check it out, see how it goes. You may have this amazing sensation of feeling completely released, of as this initiation or instigation of a new way of being, or a new financial situation, or a new emotional sort of situation. This is what this is playing into here. So this is it. Sorry, let's just go back into this. So this is the emotional sort of side, and this is the financial sort of side of how it's affecting you. And this is how the energy that is running through you at the moment. So you got the 8 of Cups here, which is, so look at this. You got 6, 7, 8, 9. What is amazing? So you got obviously got to walk away emotionally, or walk away from a world that could be emotionally unstable. That's what it appears to be in all the other readings. So you'll be quite happy about this, because the last person who is emotionally unstable in a way is Capricorn. We have crazy ideas, and we are very philosophical. So we like to explore consciousness and ideas and reality and stuff like that. But in order to explore consciousness and reality, you've got to leave the emotions to one side. So Capricorn can do that quite happily, because it's the emotions that are playing underneath the surface within Capricorn. And so walking away from a headless chicken world, that's what it may well appear to be like as this changing environment sort of comes into place. It's that 6 of Cups is all about saying goodbye to that. Saying goodbye to an old world. But also 6 of Cups is about sort of nurturing the up and coming generations, which is what you will be doing. But in order to do this, you have to be in a good way. And as you're called to this new mission, once you start seeing that the landscape has changed, financial landscape or the emotional landscape has changed around you within this eclipse season, you're going to be able to sort of go forth and go forward to a new mission. You're going to be able to do things in a completely different way by the looks of things. As you get pulled in towards into new emotional sort of states and well-being, as it were, you're gonna look after the sort of the older generation, the younger generation, as it were, or the generation that comes before you, or the people that are around you that may not necessarily be emotionally mature to deal with this situation. And you will be that calm rock that will be able to deal with it. So walking away from the old emotional world and walking forward to the new emotional world, and going there with some real serious speed, and learning about it with the Page of Cups of how this all sort of sits together. So this initiating change will create for you very much more an open and large emotional vista in front of you. And with that King of Cups right at the top is that, you know, it's asking you to sort of be sure about your emotions, be calm, be cool as a cucumber about it all, and keep on with your, you know, it should be plain sailing for you, constant, like a constant wind or constant tide or river, and enjoying that constant stuff within you, that constant emotions. So you may feel a lot more sort of stable and secure within yourself. Okay, so on the emotional sort of front, it is walking away from the old emotional way of being in the world, and running towards the new way of being, where you can learn a lot and have complete and be the captain of your emotions. Okay, let's have a look at what's happening on the financial sort of side, because this is where it came out with a lot of other people. And I got to be honest with you, as I say, I think you got the best reading going on here, or you got the best cards in a way. Because a lot of the other people, you know, the majority of other people, I'm talking about 80% of the other people, all had 7 of Swords, 9 of Swords, 8 of Swords, 10 of Swords. It was really quite difficult for a lot of people. I can't lie, so I had to read it as it comes out. That's just the way it goes. I'm not going to fool you. I'm not going to try and fool you in any way. You know, this is a general reading though, so do take it as it resonates for you and your situation. And don't forget, this is the environment that is around you that's instigating this change that is within you. And on the financial sort of front, look at that, two aces. You've got the Ace of Cups and the Ace of Wands. How perfect could this be? Passions and emotions, and starting that new journey, and that whole gift from the universe that's coming in, and it's going to, imagine if there is a financial collapse, therefore it's going to put the playing field a lot leveler, and all of a sudden it's going to open up a lot of opportunities. And some of these opportunities can come from, you know, from the universe, as it were, for you. And as it does come from you, it does come from the universe. You've got to seize the day. Carpe diem, is it? I think I was never very good at Latin, so don't ask me. Anyway. This is what you've got to do. You've got to really see. So you've got a lot of cups, a lot of emotions going on, but you do have 2 wands as well. So you've got 7 cups, 2 wands and a sword. There's no major arcana here going on, which is quite interesting for you. So, you know, it's a case of if you can do this, if you can seize the opportunities and choose to marry yourself to the new way of doing finances and business and jobs and stuff like that, you will have a multitude of opportunities that are in front of you. Be careful of these multitudes of opportunities. Not all glitters is gold. So be very sure of this. And the 4 of Wands, and it's the 9 of Cups. It's strange because it's right in the center of the thing. So the 9 of Cups could be a case of, the gifts from the universe, things coming from the outside. But I also believe that part of what you do, or what you're going to do, or how you confront this sort of new world, may well be the trump card in the whole deck. It might come from you. The gifts from the universe might come through you, as it were, to give to the rest of the universe that is around you. Because look at the top of that. You got the King of Cups, the 9 of Cups, the Page of Cups, and the 7 of Cups. There's abundance of possibilities within all of that. And it's remaining calm and sure within inside yourself with this initiation to see how it sort of pans out in the future. So if you do this, if you are sure and you seize that passion that is within you, if you seize that passion within you, therefore you can go from one dimension to the other, and it can be very fortuitous for you emotionally, on all sense of the words, in financially, love, relationships, family, the whole lot, the whole kit caboodle. Okay, if you haven't subscribed, if you're not part of the Astro family, why not come and join us? It's fun. we're exploring consciousness and reality around us. We do that as well on Instagram and also on Cymatic TV, our sister channel, where we pull messages from the Earth's vibrations. We also go into the prana energy that is flowing through the sun and the earth and how it's affecting you and I through our chakra and our aura system. Okay, we're now going to do the monthly reading. If you want to see the monthly reading, that's coming up in that's coming up now, but it's in the description below, and there is a reason for separating the two readings. So if you want to see the monthly reading, please click on the description below and you'll be taken to there. If not, don't forget, life should be fun. Please do enjoy.